Right, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 Sport Diesel. Lovely looking car, finished in red, and this is the 2015 facelift model with these new style front lights on the car. Just 45,000 miles on the clock, fully serviced by Honda, although we've just serviced it, albeit it wasn't actually due. But a lovely looking car in absolutely lovely condition as well. All the lights and lenses completely clear and intact. Front of the car is very clean. Just the odd, very tiny little stone chip, hardly worth mentioning, but there's a couple there, but certainly in keeping with the age and mileage of the vehicle. Come down the near side of the car first, because it's absolutely mirror smooth in the panel work there. Can't see any indentations at all. Front wing, front bumper corner, very clean and tidy. And front near side alloy, absolutely unmarked. And panel work on the side. As I said, it's almost like looking at a new car down there. So clean. Rear near side alloy, again, no marks, no skags, no scrapes on there at all. And then to come around the back of the vehicle, you've got colour-coded rear parking sensors. Obviously that complements the rear camera fitted to these cars. And again, you see the new styling for these later models as well, which is what makes them so sought after. Again, no marks on the back of the car at all that I can see there. Coming down the off side of the vehicle, again, just mirror smooth. It's in beautiful condition, this particular vehicle. Offside rear alloy, completely unmarked. Worth pointing out, full set of Michelin tyres on this car. And again, it's always a good sign of ownership. Final alloy, very good indeed. This is the only one that's got the tiniest little mark just up there, but I have to point these things out. That's the whole point of doing these videos. But externally, it's a really good looking car. It's in absolutely fantastic condition. Coming into the boot area, and an absolutely huge boot. I don't think there's a bigger boot in the class, in this particular class rather. Obviously 60/40 fold on the rear seats. And you also get this little hidden stowage area underneath, which is quite deep, but if you give it a yank, drop it down, you've got a good 6 or 7 or 8 inches of extra boot depth there as well. Let's come to the back of the car now. Both rear door cards are in absolutely fantastic condition, as is all the carpeted areas back here. This shows the seats in their vertical position at the back. This forms part of what they call the magic seats, which is a brilliant design. Obviously extra space there for you. Just want to drop them down, just pull the handle. It's as simple as that, and do the same on the other side. So near side door card again, looks like new, and then with the seats down you can see loads of rear leg room, and the seats are in absolutely lovely condition back here. Come to the front now, front driver's passenger door card rather. Again, lovely and clean, all the recesses very clean and tidy. Footwell areas again been kept really nicely. The front passenger seat has been given minimal use, it's in lovely condition. Finally, to come to the driver's door card, as with all the others, it's been kept very well indeed. Footwell areas again, very clean and tidy. Worth pointing out, I may well have an extra spare set of Honda Civic mats, which I hopefully will be able to fit to this vehicle, but I'll see if I can find them. So this one didn't actually come with any, but the carpeted areas are all lovely. But the interior, as I said, in great condition. So sat inside the car now. I always have the engine running through this section of the video, just so you can see the dashboard in operation. Just to go around the dashboard, but it's a lovely dashboard and in fantastic condition. As you can see there, the Honda Connect system all working absolutely perfectly. If I pop the car into reverse, you got this lovely gridded, very clear rear parking camera fitted to the car. Dual zone climate control, really high quality controls as you expect to see on Honda vehicles. Put the key lever forward a second, and gear lever and gator. An absolutely lovely condition as well, but all the recesses have been kept very nicely in this particular car. Just to go forward, hope you don't snag the wire there. Hopefully you can see 45,852 miles, and there is no warning lights on this vehicle at all whilst the engine is running, as you can clearly see there. But it just looks and feels as new in here, in all honesty. It's in absolutely fantastic condition. Finally, just to show you, very importantly, we do have the original Honda owner's manual plus the locking wheel nut key for the car. What followed this video will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 diesel, and it's the sport model. This particular car is registered FH15DNN, and mileage at the start of the road test is 45,852 miles. Reason we do the road tests, as I say in every video, very simply is just so customers of ours get to see the cars actually in operation. That way, if there's any issues on the vehicle, we can and we will relay them back to you. You know, we know exactly what it's like to see, go and see a car that looks very nice in the photographs and very nicely described, only to find out that when you go and see the car, there's a fundamental problem with it which you clearly should have been told about. So hence that's why we do it. It's also done on the very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself. As you probably know from the advert, the car's been very well looked after. It's been serviced 3 times by the Honda dealership, I think the same dealer throughout actually. Wasn't actually due a service for another 5,000 or 6,000 miles, but we literally have just serviced the car and put it through a pre-delivery inspection. As part of that, found a couple of things of no note at all really, but I'll let you know. Firstly, the only thing that was required was a rear wiper blade, because the blade was actually split. And we actually noticed on the MOT history check that we do on all our cars that the MOT, which is quite long on the car, the advised front brake pads has been wearing thin. But looking at the brake pads on these, they've got loads on them, so it obviously looks as though that has been done. But they're all in fine fettle. Apart from that, absolutely fine. Engine starts absolutely instantly, of course. Settles to a very rock steady idle, and pulls really sweetly through the rev range. It really does. It's a great engine, this. Amazingly economical, and real world economy is fantastic. And it looks like whoever had the car previously has kept their trip meter going, and that's showing an average of 62.1 mpg. So they do give an amazing economy on these cars. But the unit itself, I think I wouldn't be surprised if, because this is the facelift version, that they haven't actually added sound deadening, because it does seem quieter in this installation than in some of the earlier models, in all honesty. But it's just a very flexible, easy to use engine and perfectly suited to the car. No warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car for that matter. Temperature gauge running at 1/3, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car. Petrol, diesel or otherwise. I won't pull out in front of this chap, although I wish I had, because he's now going really slowly. But there we go. But the car, the engine is absolutely perfect. Engine then goes through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the vehicle, smooth, positive, light, easy to operate. Bite point is exactly where it should be, and there's no noises, no vibrations, no change in engine note when clutch is engaged or disengaged. Gearbox itself, obviously a Honda 6-speed box, something Honda do absolutely brilliantly, and something I've kind of gone on about in many of my previous videos, because I rate them as probably one of the best engine builders and gearbox builders in the world. Not only are they tough, reliable, strong, durable, but they're also a pleasure to use, as opposed to some gearboxes which can be, they'll do the job, but they're pretty lifeless things. This has got a nice, positive, accurate gate. It has a kind of a mechanical feel to it, which is ironic given the fact that obviously it's cables that go to the gear change rather than a linkage that goes in there. But it's just the quality of gear change which is fantastic, and I can feel absolutely no wear in it at all, which I wouldn't expect on a Honda anyway. But in terms of the powertrain of the vehicle, absolutely spot on. Steering on the vehicle, again, very positive on the Hondas. It's light enough to be easy to operate, but it's precise, it's accurate. It's electric power steering like most modern cars are, so it doesn't have the true feel of the old cars. but they've done a very good job in giving it kind of an immediacy to its feel. I can't feel any wear in it. It tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back to the steering wheel at this or any other speed, certainly up to legal limit, the speed that I'm allowed to drive. But it's, it just feels, in all honesty, like I'm driving an absolutely brand new car. It's got that lovely feel, tightness to it. Likewise, the suspension of the vehicle, what I look out for in these test drives, especially on this section of road now, which is why I go up it at this point in the video, is just to listen out for kind of suspension chatter from underneath, where suspension can be in good order, but it can just have kind of little metallic noises emanating from underneath. But there's nothing on this at all. It's exactly as it should be. It's also very, very comfortable. In all honesty, they've got a very nice balance struck with this car. It rides the imperfections really well, miles better than the last generation Civic, in all honesty. They've really worked hard at it and done a fantastic job, but it's lost none of its kind of verve and enthusiasm for the corners, which is what it's always been noted for. So it's a car that actually rewards you if you enjoy your driving, or maybe you've had to kind of go into sort of family ownership for cars, where you've got to sort of you've got to think more about your passengers now rather than sort of sports cars. This actually is a car which you're not going to feel as though you've had to compromise too much with. It's a very, very enjoyable car to drive. $60 miles an hour now, legal limit, and it's very quiet in here. There's no wind hiss, no noises. It's obviously got road noise coming up, which you'd expect, but there's no kind of wind hiss, which suggests things like door seals and windscreen seals are all in good order as well. As I mentioned before, obviously the brakes are good, but when I hit the brake pedal, no pulsing, no vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all, and it pulls the nose of the car down straight and true. Looking around inside the vehicle, in absolutely fantastic condition in here, it really is, and they're lovely, lovely places to sit and operate a car from. Videos don't do it justice in the sense that I can't get over just how solid the car feels. It's a beautifully, beautifully built car, lovely materials used on the whole. Switch gears are the very highest quality as well. It's just a very nicely done car. My favourite part's always been the same, this two-tier dashboard, which I think is genius, which means I can clearly look at the van in front whilst keeping an eye on my speed at the corner of my eye, not having to take my eyes off the road to take that information in. As I quite often say, it's not only is it a thoroughly interesting dashboard to sit behind and operate from, but it's user-friendly. It's really simple to operate. Air conditioning, which is pumping out cold air. It's simplicity itself, but it's just every actuation of every control, which is what Honda does so brilliantly, and this one's no different at all. So as I said at the start of the video, the whole point of it is to pick up on any issues that might be on the car, but genuinely there's nothing at all on this vehicle. Regardless of age or mileage, it drives absolutely beautifully. Really, really does. And whoever's lucky enough to be the next owner will be buying a really very well looked after car. However, if I've missed anything on the video, don't hesitate, please do give us a call and I'll happily answer any questions you might have about this car.